Yesterday, Lai Mohammed, I don't know if some of you saw him, he was on TV. He gave a press conference, and then he blamed the opposition for sponsoring IPOB. And then he said, and I quote, and I'm going to quote what he said that the signs are very clear. The activities of IPOB became heightened with the advent of this administration and have been unrelenting since then. Now, it's a very unfortunate statement that Lai Mohammed made, and I'm going to address that, and I'm going to address that. It's saying that the opposition is sponsoring IPOB, you're not really helping the situation. You're not helping the situation. The time for propaganda has gone. Right now, this is the time for proper agenda. You've got challenges that you need to solve. How can you start blaming that the opposition is? If you know that the opposition is behind IPOB, expose them. Expose the people that are behind them. Arrest them and deal with them. Look, I don't believe what Lai Mohammed said for 1 second. I'll tell you what. Lai Mohammed, the reason for people like IPOB, and other kinds of agitations going around in the country, I'll tell you why. On July 22nd, 2015, President Muhammadu Buhari, he was at the United States Institute for Peace, and then he said, and I quote, "Those who gave me 5% of the vote cannot be treated like those who gave me 97% of the vote." It's a political reality. Now, he said this in front of world leaders, diplomats. Now, imagine you as maybe a Nigerian from a place, maybe like the Southeast or the South-South or parts of the Southwest, and you hear that kind of comment. How are you going to feel? How are you going to feel? Is it going to make you want to be patriotic? Is it going to make you want to jump up and for joy and say, "Oh yeah, I'm glad I'm a Nigerian"? Think about that. I mean, what kind of leader makes such an irresponsible statement? Now, if we all thought he was joking, look at what's been happening since that time. I mean, he's actually lived up to what he said he was going to do on July 22nd, 2015 in DC. You know what? I just read the director of I think it's the director of Army Public Relations. That's what it's called, right? Director of Army Public Relations, okay. Brigadier General Sani Usman. And then he said that the Nigerian Army is going to be launching Operation Crocodile Smile in the South and in the Southwest, following the success of Operation Python Dance in the Southeast. Now, I am a patriotic Nigerian. I went to a military school. I owe the Nigerian Army a lot. But I just want to say this. You see, I want to say this. It's very, very important. It's very, very important that we are mindful of what we are doing in the country. Nigeria is no longer under military rule. It's no longer under military rule. In a democracy, you need to separate the military from the police. You need to separate the military from the police, because if you don't separate the military from the police, what you're going to have is that the people who are the electorate are going to become the enemy of the army. And you don't want that, because the army is meant to fight a nation's external enemies, and then the police is meant to fight criminality. Now, I'm going to say this. When the military starts doing the job of the police and starts fighting the people, what you're going to have is you're going to have a lot of instances whereby there is bloodshed, whereby there is unnecessary tension in the country, and nobody knows where this is going to end. Nobody knows where it's going to end. I'm going to tell you. You see, Brigadier General Sani Usman said the people of the Southeast are industrious, and the military is doing this Operation Python Dance to protect them. Now, I assure you that it's actually going to have the opposite effect. These people, they are very industrious. By the time you saturate the Southeast with soldiers, with the military, if you're thinking that you actually want to protect them and then protect their industrial activities, it's going to have the opposite effect, because nobody is industrious in an atmosphere of fear, in an atmosphere that is highly militarized. It's not. But you see, let's ask ourselves this. The Nigerian Army says that they want to launch Operation Python Dance and Crocodile. What missions are they launching in the Southwest? Is it Crocodile Smile? Okay, Crocodile Smile. You see, you have to understand that all these things are unnecessary. If they want peace in the country, what President Muhammadu Buhari has to do is he has to be more equitable. He has to have equity in his appointments, equity in the military. Because right now, the military of Nigeria and the government of Nigeria is heavily northernized. It's heavily northernized. I'm going to tell you this now. You see, for instance, I'm going to tell you this. Right now in Nigeria, the Chief of Army Staff is Lieutenant General Buratai. He is Borno. He is a core Northern Muslim, right? The National Security Advisor is Major General Monguno. He is from Borno. He is a core Northern Muslim, right? Okay. Now, the Chief of Staff to the President is Abba Kyari from Borno, a core Northern Muslim. Okay. The Chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission is also from Borno, a core Northern Muslim. Now, the Chief of Air Staff is a core Northern Muslim from Bauchi. The Inspector General of Police is a core Northern Muslim from Niger State. The Controller General of Prisons is a core Northern Muslim from Kebbi. The Controller General of Immigration is a core Northern Muslim from Jigawa. The Controller General of the Nigerian Customs Service is a core Northern Muslim from Bauchi. In fact, he was a former spokesman for the Arewa Consultative Forum. The Director General of the Department of State Security is a core Northern Muslim from Katsina. The Chief of Defense Intelligence is a core Northern Muslim. Now, even the Brigadier General Sani Usman, the spokesman of the military who was talking about this Operation Crocodile Smile, going to the south and the southwest, is also a core Northern Muslim. Now, ask yourself, if you are somebody from the south, maybe from the southeast, from the south or the southwest, anywhere in the south, and then you see your military so northernized to this extent, how are you going to feel? And if you're from the north, and then you begin to say, oh, Reno Mokri is a bigot, Reno Mokri is this, Reno Mokri is that. Now, flip the situation around. What if you're from Katsina, or maybe you're from Kaduna, or maybe from Adamawa, and then all these people I've mentioned, they were all from the south, and they were Southern Christians? How would you feel? How would you feel? You know what? Section 14, sub 3 of the Constitution says that the federal government must be mindful of federal character in all federal government agencies. Now, so that includes the military. And then the Constitution says that to do this, the reason why you must do this is because you want to promote loyalty in people. So even the framers of the Constitution know that it is impossible to promote loyalty when you do not have federal character in the government and in the institutions. Look, I've just talked about the military. Look at all the names I've called. Now, don't take my word for it. Go and Google each and every one I call now to see if I'm a liar, because I deal in facts. Go and Google each one. Now, you come into government. Look at what just happened with the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation. 67% of the appointees, 67% of the appointees from the north. Now you think about this. How do you expect people to feel? How do you expect people to feel? You've heard the president say, well, those of you who gave me 5% of the votes, you cannot expect it to be treated like those of you who gave me 97% of the vote. That means in the eyes of the president, we are second-class citizens. And then those who gave him 97% of the vote are first-class citizens. How can there be patriotism and then loyalty in that kind of environment? Look, Nigeria has practiced democracy for the Fourth Republic for 20 years. Never, actually 19, but never have we had a situation like this, whereby the military and the government has been so northernized. The last time this happened was under General Sani Abacha. We never had it this bad. Look at Jonathan, look at Obasanjo. Obasanjo was a nationalist, or rather, he's a nationalist. Look at him. Obasanjo never made a Yoruba man a chief of army staff or all that. Look at Jonathan. Under Jonathan, the National Security Advisor, the Minister of Defense, were from the north. Even today, as I speak to you now, who is the Minister of Defense today? Who's the Minister of Defense? Is he not a northerner? Now, what we are saying is that we are not saying that, okay, what we are saying is that be equitable. Give, everybody their just due. And when you do that, all these agitations, they are going to go away. They are saying that the opposition is sponsoring IPOB. Look, who was this Kanu? Kanu was a non-entity until President Muhammadu Buhari arrested him. We did not know who he was. But no, he was. I had to fight with Kanu. Why? Because he insulted my friend, President Goodluck Jonathan. I went and I fought with him and we came up with facts. What happened? The IPOB people, they descended on President Jonathan, they descended on me. And then you are now saying that the opposition is sponsoring that kind of character, that kind of fellow who was, I mean, I don't even want to say the kinds of things that he said about Jonathan. You see, as I personally choose to believe that the intention of the president is not to northernize the military and the government. I just believe that with characters like Lai Mohammed around him and characters like Amechi and all these other characters that just are very, very psychophantic, that maybe he's not aware, maybe he's blind to what is happening. Mr. President, I encourage you, just do a census of the headship of the Nigerian military, the Nigerian security services, the Nigerian intelligence services. Just do a census and then ask yourself if it is fair for the country to have all these institutions heavily dominated by core northern Muslims, and if you can expect that people in the south are going to be patriotic. We want to be patriotic. We want to be patriotic. Look at what happened the other time. The Attorney General of the Federation, he went on TV and then he also released a statement and he said that he could not arrest the Arewa youth quit noticers because of security implications. Now look at that, because of security implications. And then, when you're saying you cannot arrest them because of security implications, who are the people giving you the advice for these security implications? And is it not the military and the security service that is heavily dominated by core northern Muslims? That is why they gave you that advice that don't arrest these people because of security implications. We want a situation whereby when they're having a meeting to decide Nigeria's security, at least every region is well represented. Not that one region is there overwhelmingly. That's why you're having situations like what you're having right now in the southeast. And then if you want to now start saying you want to move this thing to the southwest and the south-south, you are just causing tension in the country. You know, I really appeal to the president. I appeal to him. Consider these things I've just said. I'm saying these things patriotically. I don't mean to undermine your administration. I'm saying this as a patriot. God bless you and God bless Nigeria.